In the last episode, we created a plain biome and looked at pretty much all the game concepts now. So let's break out the gardening equipment and let's go and create a new biome. And play Tyto Ecology in the process. Again, we'll go without a tutorial. This time we're going to use the Mojave Desert. I hope I pronounced it right. As you can see, the desert is pretty hot and has very little precipitation, which, as I stated before, does not matter here that much. It just changes the amount of, or the species you have. We'll call this the sun forest. Oh, all the forests here. We're having all the forests. It looks awfully bright. Like, I think you would get sand blind. Can you get sand blind? Okay, let's get right into it. I want grass. Give me the grass. And here you can see we have those 44 Tyto coins we unlocked before. Give me some grass. That's a big cluster of grass. Place some here. And some here. And some joint fur over in this little thing here. Okay. Yeah, that'll do. Why do I have so much energy? Like, this grass seems a lot cheaper than the grass in the grasslands. Oh, have you written your name in joint fur clumps yet? I actually haven't, but let's do that. Cancel. I'm not going to write my actual name here, but let's go with... Can I have a bit of a different shape here? Actually, that'll do. Let's write the number 12 here. No, not there. Here. Something I should point out is that once you place something, it is out of your control. So this is not like a god game, where you have complete control over everything. Once I have placed... Damn it, I actually wanted that shape. Once you have placed something, it is completely on its own. I think that counts as 1. Any... I think that's the shape I want. We'll see how this reproduces. It's going to be fun. I mean, I don't think this is going to be a 12 that much longer. Well, it's not a 12 yet, so... like this. And now we need to have something about vertical. Not vertical enough. No. I guess we'll take that. So, now I can safely state, yes, I have written my name in joint fur clumps yet. Now we need to pollinate this. I mean, you get the drill by now. So we have some moths here. And I'll put another batch here. As I said, they won't starve. Insects won't starve. They will always find something to eat. They're insects. The only way to kill insects is to basically have them eaten. So yeah, once a thing is placed, it's out of my control. It will just do whatever it does. So it will reproduce, it will eat, and I can't tell it. I can't tell, for example, the agouti to eat this fern or that fern, or to eat this plant over another because I like this one more. I can also not tell a predator to basically only predate on certain things. That's not going to happen. I'll just place some mushrooms over here, I guess. And that's something you need to consider. Like, that's why you should actually at least wait a bit with creating stuff and placing stuff. And I think it's going to be quite interesting to know how, or to see how this changes over time. Okay, we could unlock millipedes. By the way, species that are shared by multiple biomes will be unlocked over all of them. So for example, if I have the jackrabbit is unlocked already, but I think bobcats, for example, or armadillos, if I unlock them here, they are unlocked everywhere. Although the armadillo should actually be renamed armadillo because everything eats those for some reason. Okay, we have decomposers, we have everything we need. But I would prefer... no, those are fine. Okay, they'll be fine. Set this to 1 year and go back to the main menu. Yes, save it. So, the final biome we need is the Himalayan biome. Again, without a tutorial. You have a whole lot of very, very nice species here, and this biome was, until the latest patch, actually shortly before that patch, a bit more detailed than the others, because they made that as a DLC. It was made later, so it was made a bit more elaborate than the rest. This shall be called the Hill Forest. I should have made a Spencer Forest as well. Anyway. No, I didn't want to go down. As you can see, this biome has snow, which is more of a cosmetic thing. It also has those ridges here, mountains. I think it has a higher wall than the rest, because it doesn't, because I can't see the sea from here. I'm quite sure this biome is also floating in the middle of nowhere. Anyway, I also think this biome is bigger than the rest, because if you place, for example, some mushrooms here, or some moths here, look at that. They cover significantly less than in the other biomes, where you could basically have one group of moths pollinate everything, at least in the first zone. Now we need more moths. I'm going to place 3. There are also other pollinators we'll unlock later on. And for the start, I always try to unlock all the plants and pollinators first, so I can get the biome really lush and really populated, because there is no background grass or something. Like those greenish spots are not edible for animals. You can also not place a fruit tree over here. I tried that last time. Like, you can't place things on this. It would have been funny to have like an apple tree on here where it couldn't be eaten, but it could let the apples drop into the valley and spread the apple from there. But yeah, you can't do that. And we have an old friend here, the joint fir. Although I'm not going to write my name in joint fir. It's really well camouflaged over there. I'm going to place them over here in the snow. Now, something I'm also not going to do is wait for you to read all those. I mean, you can pause the game or the video if you want and read that, but I just don't think I should show off everything that's said about those plants. So we'll just place some joint fir here and some maidenhair fern, and we'll go with some grass. Can never go wrong with grass. There's very little fruit plants here. So, okay, we'll have those rewards. I want to place the fern in the snow. Let's actually place them on the edge of the snow, like right over here. Sometimes I consult the biodome page or the biodex page to see where those usually grow, like habitat. He's native, enjoys detritus, okay. Okay, I think there are some species that are, for example, said to grow on the snow very nicely, so as I said, it doesn't matter for the game itself. But I try to do those things for the sake of doing them. Like, I wouldn't place an anthill in the snow, but next to it they should be fine. If that even is snow, it could just be rock, mind you. Okay, and some mushrooms. Those also don't starve. Like, mushrooms don't need detritus for to live. They don't need anything around them to actually thrive. They will just do fine on their own. That was one of the changes or the ideas I brought into discussion about the decomposer repopulation, because I said, okay, why not have them kind of tied to the amount of detritus in your biome? So as more detritus accumulates, those will spread, and those will kind of repopulate to counter that. I thought it was interesting. Anyway, it's kind of difficult to code, so yeah. Also, you can use Tyto coins to replenish your energy. So they have all the makings of a premium currency, but they're not. Except, well, you can't buy them, so I can't spend real money to do that. Now, how much time do I still have left? Should still have, okay, 4 minutes, so I'm not sure what to do in those. Actually, let's look into something quickly. I'm not sure if I'm going to cut out the loading times at some point. Right now, I think they're more than reasonable. If we look at that now, we can see that 3 weeks have passed. Okay, and we still have 2 more biomes we can make, so if you guys want to see something or want me to fool around at something greatly, then we can make a new biome for that. I also used to do some testing biomes. For example, you had let's actually go back into the hill forest, because I would like to place some more things in there. Okay. Also, it should be noted that plants don't last forever. Set this to a year. Let's save. Plants will die after a given amount of time. Obviously, trees will take longer than grass, but yeah, they will die. Well, I'm not sure if grass actually dies. I mean, it just reproduces, so not sure if a grass cluster will disappear after 10 years. But I've actually done an experiment when a certain plant was bugged in the jungle biome. The heliconia plant was bugged. So I made a test biome where I only had like a heliconia, some moths, and some mushrooms for the decomposing, and for example, no herbivores. So I wouldn't have the herbivores eating the young heliconias, and it proved that the plant was indeed bugged. And yeah, they died after like 5 years or so. I think there's also a bit of variation in there, but they generally die within a few years. Let's get some grass going here. I want grass. I wish I could actually check the Biodex page before that. Okay, plants. This is, by the way, sorted after the biome. If you check the Biodex while you're in a certain biome, you will only get the species from that biome. Not, don't want this one. Okay. Okay. I'll just place it over here. I wish that would stay in order. Like this was the Ferricross was over here at some point when we hadn't unlocked it, but here it's sorted by the amount of energy it takes to place one. Why can't I place it there? Oh, because there's something else. Okay, let's have some grass here in this point near the tower. And I think it's kind of nice to imagine how this would affect the plant. For example, this ridge here is a bit of a water separation, a watershed. So you'd have some water going on here and some going on here, and this apparently seems to be the rainy side, and this seems to be the dry side. So someone who prefers the dry soil, we should probably place it here. I couldn't even see that. Okay, do I want another species here? Not sure. I think I do. The blue poppy, by the way, also was one of those candidates that would just go nuts in your biome because they would be eaten a lot. And I would like to have something with fruit here. Shut up, phone. Speaking of fruit, let's actually check the rainforest because it should be fruiting now. So yeah, let's go in here before the episode ends. Come on. Yeah, we got 7 coins because the month ended. Oh, 6 days. I think that means weeks. I'll probably bring this up in the forums here. But you can see flowers here. See that? That's flowering. So the plants do change depending on their period, on the vegetation state. Those are getting kinda hungry now. You can see they ate most of the leaves of that tree. I should probably place another of those. Let's have another flame tree over here. And because I can... Yeah, this is also, by the way, what I said about you not having control over the animals. I would have obviously preferred them, because this is getting really unhealthy now. You can see the tree is almost dead here. I would have preferred them to munch on those ferns, because those have plenty of leaves, there's plenty of foliage to go around. I'll place some more ferns for them here. But they instead chose to eat that tree. I can only hope that they go for the nearest thing. Can't place it here. I can place it here. Okay. They didn't eat mushrooms. There was a bit of an AI issue when they would prefer to have mushrooms over anything else. And they would all beeline towards the mushrooms and just wipe out all the mushrooms in your biome before they would eat anything or most other plants. It was also a bit annoying, because it made it basically unfeasible to place mushrooms anywhere. And while just don't place mushrooms is certainly kind of a fix, it's not a real fix, as in, I did try to keep my biomes somewhat realistic, and you have mushrooms in every forest. Mushrooms are really important. Although it's not really about those fruity things like the mushroom body, but the mycelium, those mushroom roots that are doing most of the work. Those are the actual mushroom, you know. I suppose you do. And I will probably drop a bit of educational aspects in here. Look at that. It's slowly recovering. I'm hoping this tree won't get killed. And once the tree actually has fruits, I think the animals will go for the fruits instead. And you need herbivores to make trees, or to make trees, or to make fruit plants reproduce. Like, the fruits have to be eaten. I think they reproduce to a small extent when the fruits are not eaten. But yeah, if you have something eating the fruits and dispersing the seeds, it gets way better. And that's great. By the way, I think if you place a plant, this is the phase of the plant is actually determined by. By the way, this is a remnant of the old versions. In, I think, up to 1.8, the game would count days, and you would get coins every week. That's also what shows up in the first achievement, where you basically are rewarded for surviving 1 week. It's similar here. They just left the week in, but you're actually rewarded for, or you should be rewarded for 1 month. But anyway, yeah. So it would be days, and it would count those. And yeah, this is based on the actual time, like the global time in the biome. So if you place a plant, say, They all have, like, they flower in January and February, and then they fruit in March and April and so on, and the rest is stasis. And for example, if you have a plant that flowers in June, or that fruits in July, which would be the 7th month here, and you place that in the 7th month, it will have some fruits. It will start out with some fruits. That's something you can kind of exploit if you want. Look at that! The agouti is walking across the water. It's the Jesus agouti. That's actually a Jesus lizard. I know that. It's a... I wish they would have this here. I'm not sure if it's a rainforest. I think it's a rainforest species. But it's a lizard that can walk over water. It looks kind of fun. The Jesus lizard. I think it's actually called... it's some kind of basilisk. Not like the Harry Potter basilisk, but the basilisk as in a kind of lizard species. I forgot what the English name for it is, but it's called the Jesus lizard because it can walk over water. Also, I'm not going to wait for that. We'll probably see that fruiting anyway at some point. Why did that reset my max time away? Yeah, save it. Okay, let's end the episode. Let me know what you think about Tyto Ecology. If you want to... Well, you're going to see more of that anyway, but yeah, just let me know what you think. And if the developers are watching, I hope you enjoy those videos. I hope everybody who watches enjoys those, but if the devs are watching this, thanks for watching. And thanks for watching to you as well. I'll see you next time. Bye.